All right, hey guys. Today we're going to be talking about a cultural event or a cultural identity of a culture. What I chose was honestly something that's near and dear to me was about powwows and the Native American culture, which is something I've actually participated in within the Native American culture communities and with scouting. It's a big thing to me. I think it's really awesome, and I think it's something that needs to be, you know, expanded and halt, and the culture needs to be preserved because it's just today it's like people are trying to suppress that or there's a lot of stuff not to talk about, but so pretty much going into what powwows are. So they're a celebration of culture and identity within the Native American culture, their lives throughout history. So they began as ceremonies for healing and spiritual gatherings that you see very early on. You even see that today. But over time, and sort of like what I've sort of been in today with the scouting is more of a social and cultural just event. So it's more of a social gathering. It's less about like spirits and stuff. I mean, they still do that, but it's more of a social gathering and a cultural event to preserve the culture. Um, and we still see this a lot today. It's not as big and popular, and even the scouting are trying to suppress it today. That's a whole different topic of politics we can get in, that I don't agree with, but I just take the punches as they come. Um, but anyway, so these powwows are seen as sacred gatherings. Um, and in the powwows, there's a drum a lot of times, and around the drum are the Native Americans, each with a drumstick, normally made of some sort of, you know, animal, um, in some way, whether it's the skin around the drum, they put sand in them, different stuff. I've actually made a few in my time. But anyway, a little more about the drum, not to get into too much of that. The drum is called the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And then the dances, they in the songs they honor the ancestors, our ancestors. And it's really cool to be a part of them. If you ever heard them, it's really cool, and it's something that can echo through the woods, and you can hear it from a very long distance away. And it's sort of spooky if you don't know what it is. One of the big things you see at these events is regalia. So regalia is what the Native Americans dress up in. That's a very politicalized and debated topic today, whether people should dress up in regalia um, that aren't necessarily Native American. I think it's fine. I think it's awesome because we as Native Americans should preserve our culture, and I think it's awesome to learn, to experience it, and to teach that culture. It's very awesome. You dance as the fancy dancer, and you have all these colorful feathers and all of that, and paint on. You got the slow dancer, you got the old, like different ones, and it's so cool. And then you got the chicken dancer, and they dress like a chicken and swing the stuff everywhere, and it's really, really awesome to have and to learn about. And I think everyone should experience once in their life. Um, so a lot of times these powwows are held in arenas. So as far as like what I do in the scouting, we normally do a council ring within our scouting. As far as what I've done with the Native Americans. It's just normally in a localized area. Um, so today, when we look at powwows, they're, like I said, not as much of a spiritual thing, it's more of a social gathering, celebration. We see these powwows bring tribes together, communities across the United States and Canada today, to preserve that culture, to expand it, and to teach others, because it's really something that's dying and needs to be taught and expressed very, very much. And then at these, you see a lot of dancing competitions. Actually, within my council with the scouting, I know I keep referencing scouting and Native American, but I am and do both. We actually had a guy over the whole United States and parts of Canada win the dancing competition for our council, Lodge 70 of the Old North State Council, Swayotse Sagali. Um, and they have music, food, native crafts where you learn how to do different crafts, Native American things, learn how to do the drum, make a drumstick, different stuff like that. It's where I've learned a lot of my history and lessons from, not only from the Native Americans. And they help us preserve these traditions. They help us preserve everything. So with this, I think it's a huge thing to honor Native Americans. We need to preserve it and to teach others. I think it's really awesome to learn and all that stuff about them. And actually, in my Native American, I actually have a name. It's called Gistahichan, which interprets to the determined one. My parents gave it to me, and it's determined, or it's given to me because I've always been determined, whether, what I want to do, military or whatever I set my mind to, I've always done it. Yes. And then just to wrap up, I definitely would recommend everyone, researches or learn and watch a video. It's really something awesome, or if you ever have the chance, attend one. But if you want to find more facts on this, a lot of stuff I found that helped me get this together was the Smithsonian Institute on powwows and celebration of culture and community, Native Hope on powwows, a symbol of Native pride and tradition, and Wabeno Centre of Aboriginal Health, and it's the meaning of powwow traditions. But I thank you all for listening to me rant about powwows and a little bit of political backing on it, but thank you all. And yeah, hope you have a little understanding of it.